And all right, cool. Hey guys, this is Adam in the Underground. I'm here with Diamond Eye, and you guys are out in LA right now. They're from Perth, Australia. This is In the Pit Interviews. So, guys, thanks for sitting down with me and go around and just tell Underground Takeover who you are and what you play.
Thanks, Adam. It's great to be here. This is Will Kelly, lead vocals, rhythm guitar.
I'm Greg Forster, lead guitar.
I'm Chase Cameron, bass guitar. Danny Torre, play the drums.
All right, cool. I'm really excited to have you guys. You know that you've been a main staple on Underground Takeover for since I started, and then before that, you were big on my blog, New Rock News 43, and that's we've been tight for about 3 years now. I'm really excited. The first thing I really want to, before we get to your current album right now, and if you guys, if you want to go over towards Will just a little bit, because I have the thing. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thanks. I just want to, you guys are now recording your debut full-length studio album. But I'm curious to know, before you did a demo, which I just called Diamond. I just titled it after you, and I love that demo. But you also, between that and you did a live album and a live DVD and a studio EP. So what I'm really curious about is how come you guys, most people decide to do full lengths, EP, then maybe a studio, then maybe a live album, and then a DVD. You guys just went straight for the live DVD. How come you went? I mean, I love it, but it's uncommon. So tell me a little bit about that and about the experience.
Well, it wasn't really planned. I mean, we just wanted to film a show, ideally, just for some YouTube and some promo type things. But the quality was amazing, and we just thought, well, hey, while we're at it, why not release it and give people a bit of a taste of what Diamond Eye is all about. Obviously, we didn't have anything in the studio that we released at that time. We had the demo, which you're pretty lucky to actually get a copy of, because not a lot are out there. But yeah, we just thought it's be a little bit different, and then check it out.
Yeah, we're not. We don't like to do things, too typical. We wanted to do something a little bit different, and it shakes it up a little bit when, bands sort of see a live release and a live DVD release from a band that they've never even heard of. The big thing is for us is that we are a live band, and to really experience Diamond Eye, you have to see it live. You have to feel it. You have to be a part of it. So that live album has served us well. It's been a good promotional tool for us. It's helped us get support with people like Tim Ripper Owens. So it's a good souvenir to have, a good snapshot of the band at that particular time. And that's a couple of years old now.
Yeah, and what's interesting, and I have a few questions written down. I'm just jumping all over the place. But what's so cool is from the for your studio EP, the Sound of the Guns EP, you pulled. I saw 2 tracks from the live album, and then you pulled 2 tracks from the demo. And I only saw one new song, and that was Closer to the Sun, right? Was the new song that you had on Sound of the Guns. And what's interesting is, had you guys always intended to, those 4 songs that you chose to re-record, had you always intended to re-record them? Or was it just like, you just liked those songs and they just worked well together on the EP?
We went into pre-production for the EP with about 10 songs, and then we just picked the best 5, what we thought were the best 5. Waiting for Me and Machine, I think we're always going to get through. Sound of the Guns, we considered the epic tune. It was really down to, I guess, Sound of the Guns or Beyond the Circle at that time. And Closer to the Sun, that was one of our new ones at the time, and we just it just kicked so much ass. So, yeah, it's, like I said, I guess we really picked the best 5 out of probably about 10 that we went in with initially.
And those, so the other 5, are they going to be on the album now?
Well, maybe. I can't even remember what the other 5 were, to be honest. But look, the new album is consisting of new tracks and old tracks, so it's quite a few new tracks though.
What's interesting is when I heard Sound of the Guns on Alive and Kicking on the live album, is instantly, my favorite track. I mean, and that was the one that you guys chose to do not only as the title track of the studio EP, but also as you guys were on TV, right? You did that telethon. Talk a little bit about that experience because that was cool. That was
that was a
rocking.
wonderful experience. It's I guess you'd have something similar to like that in America, I'm sure. But it's an annual cause that they get together to help the children's hospitals and things in Perth. So everyone donates their time for free, of course. A lot of TV celebrities, like local and international guests. They had Def Leppard on there as well as us that night. So we were more than happy to offer our services and get on board. Also, for the band, it's a great opportunity for us to get on TV and to do what we can do. We had a massive stage to run around, which we really enjoyed. Being a stadium rock specialist type band, the bigger the stage, the better for us. So, yeah, we're going to be doing it again this year actually, because the week we get back from recording the album is telethon week. So we basically get off the plane and we go off and do telethon again.
Well, that's great. So then I didn't know that it was a benefit thing, but it's like the kind of thing where you guys get up on TV, do your thing, great exposure, and it's just a great thing all around because they're raising money for, you said, Children's Hospital, and
Absolutely.
it's just a good cause and all around.
We've done a few things like that, man. Like we're very lucky, we're very fortunate people, all four of us. We got 10 fingers, 10 toes. We're all good-looking guys, and we
very much
we
so.
have talent, and we're allowed. We've been able to do things that a lot of people don't get a chance to do. So we've done quite a lot of shows for people, for worthy causes and things like that. We've done things for the Cerebral Palsy Foundation and things like that as well. We're about helping people as well.
That's a great thing. That's because a lot of groups sometimes they forget where they come from and forget what you have. But I'm curious as to you guys are pretty knee deep. You're knee deep in recording, and we'll get to your album in just a minute, I promise. But I've seen from your live footage, from the DVD on Alive and Kicking, and from the stuff that you guys put up on YouTube, you guys have a pretty intense cult following. It seems in Australia, in Perth. I mean, I didn't even know there was, out here in the States. They don't even really report on what's going on in Australia, let alone what's going on the underground. And it seems like there's a pretty, ripping metal scene that's kind of blowing up in the country there. And you guys have a pretty intense, following. Talk a little bit about, this scene that we just don't even know it's there.
Yeah, it gets back to the music we play. I mean, we all grew up on this sort of music, and yourself that this music really resonates with people who are very loyal. It's very deep, very spiritual, and it's a very guttural sort of primal thing, hard rock, heavy metal,
Yeah.
And, we all went to school wearing the black nail polish and we're into Kiss and Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, that we were there, going back to Black Sabbath and Deep Purple, etc. But it really breeds a loyalty in people like us, and I guess it's the same everywhere. We've got some fans in Perth that are very dedicated to this band. There's already people with Diamond Eye tattooed on their arm. It's amazing.
That's ridiculous. What is it like to see someone with a Diamond Eye tattoo on their arm?
It's pretty cool.
I mean, that's like Diamond Eye forever, man.
That's the dedication, and it means what it means to us as a band. If people are willing to carve our name in their arm, it means that we must be doing something right, because we're starting to mean a lot to a lot of people. So we want to continue to do the right thing and give it 100% at everything we do, so that other people will get involved, and we'll see a lot more of Diamond Eye tattoos.
I could go. This would be a perfect time for me to go. And do the typical question of who are your influences. Although you guys really just answered that. I assume Zeppelin, Sabbath. Right, the classics. And
It varies.
it varies. Yeah.
Give them a couple. Megadeth, Metallica, Iron Maiden, Twisted Sister.
Danny?
See me, I'm more into the same thing with the Metallica and the Iron Maiden, but then I'll delve into the Phil Collins and all that sort of stuff, and even Michael Jackson. I can even do a mean dance, Will, yourself?
Well, I mean, we've covered most of mine, Priest, Maiden, Kiss. Robbo?
We're all Kiss freaks except for Chase.
And he loves Twisted Sister, did he tell you that?
Yeah, I'm a Twisted Sister. I'm a Kiss
Kiss,
fan.
but I love the glam stuff as well. Your Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, Skid Row, Aerosmith. They're all my big influences.
Man, you're
and
preaching
all of
to
that
the choir.
combined gives a sound. But when you put all of our influences together and all of our skills together, you get music that is very European heavy metal with big American choruses, but in many other ways it has a lot of pop sensibilities as well on some of the lighter stuff. So we're covering a lot of ground.
And then even, going off of that, you guys are now, so now we're going to talk about your album for a few minutes. You guys are in LA right now, recording your debut full-length studio album, and you're recording it with Bob Kulick, right?
Bob Kulick and Brett Chasen.
And he is definitely a name in the metal world. I mean, he's been worked with Kiss, Alice Cooper, Motorhead, these huge, massively influential bands. I mean, just massively influential. What is it like not only to be, just, around him, but, to have him putting in some input, recording your debut full-length album? Talk about that. That's incredible.
Well, Bob's an amazing person, and as is his partner, Brett Chasen. We're learning so much. They've figured out how to get the best out of us. They've got lots of great stories to tell, but obviously we can't say too much about that because we need to protect the guilty and the innocent, of course. But,
yeah, well, that's the metal world.
That's it. But no, look, it's they're amazing people and
Fun environment.
very fun environment, and they're really big on that. It's all about having fun, and we go in and get the job done, and we make sure we get the job done right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of fun doing it. We're having a great time while we're here.
The thing is, when we were looking for producers to do the album, we really wanted somebody that we really felt understood us. And that's why we went out there. We went hard. We asked everybody we could think of. We emailed all sorts of people, all top-name producers. We basically went through our record collection and just went, let's call this guy, this guy, this guy. Bob got back to us at the right price and at the right time that we wanted. And we knew he'd do a great job because the people he's played with are very close to a lot of our influences. So we knew that he would understand what we are trying to achieve, and he would bring the very best out of us. And Brett did some wonderful work.
And Brett, has been total inspiration for me. I just can't wait to get home and pound on the drums and show everyone what I've learned, because it's just amazing some of the things that he's taught me around the kit, how to use it, how to utilise it, and even with sounds on the desk and stuff like that, it's just ridiculous some of the sounds we've been pulling, and it's all thanks to Brett and Bob, but Brett's the one that really runs the desk really hard. He gets the sound that you want, and it's fantastic.
So it's more than someone just pressing a button and saying go. It's you guys are. This is not just a recording session, but you growing into a bigger, better, more badass sound. And so when you're done with this,
is boot camp. This is Diamond Eye goes to boot camp. I mean, we're all going to come out better singers, better players, better writers, better listeners than ever before.
And are you growing? Are you growing
It's
like?
going to sound incredible.
Are you growing like in different ways? You growing, you're growing musically is what I'm hearing, but are you growing like lyrically as writers, as performers, maybe, ideas about what to take to the stage when you're ready?
One of my first songs lyrically last night. I thought I'll give it a go. Why not? I was sitting on the phone and I wrote out a few lyrics, and it's pretty good in my sound. I don't know, but I listen to what the boys think about it.
Well, look, we're very lucky, I guess, having Bob and Brett both being consummate professionals. Bob looks after the guitars and the bass. Brett looks after the drums and vocals. They've got their areas of expertise. Mm-hmm. So we've got two producers of the album, which is just fantastic for us, because not only can they work together to bring the best out of us, but we've got two extra sets of ears on these songs, not just one. So it's a great thing. And as far as and then we've got Bushy as well, who's the assistant engineer, but he does a great job. And it's always his fault if there's a fuck up. So,
but as Greg was saying, the advantage that we have over some other bands in this situation is having the two producers. We've got somebody like Bob Kulick who's been playing guitar professionally for 40 years. This guy knows how to get a guitar sound. He knows how to tune a guitar. He knows when something's played right and when something's not. and Brett Chasen was a child prodigy on the drums and was playing Rush tunes at the age of 67. This guy is an absolute monster. So we've got, not only have we got two great producers, but they're both experts in their fields as singers, guitar players, and drummers. So they're not just engineers pulling great sounds and pressing buttons. These guys know how to work the instruments and how to work the people who are playing them to get the best performances. So our album is going to sound incredibly, infinitely better than what we could ever think of, because we've got such two great people pushing us.
That's great. You know, we're almost out of time here. I got one more question. I want you guys to be really quick, and the reason I want you to be really quick is because we're going to come back and revisit this. We're going to do another interview.
Sure.
I'm way excited for that, all right? So just give me a quick answer, all right? When you guys are done, because we're going to come back and revisit this album, what is on the plate for Diamond Eye? You guys are going to have an album, you know, first full-length debut studio. You're going to be going back to Australia sometime to do the telethon, right? You guys are going to probably do some tour dates, but, you know, are we looking at some U.S. tour dates, maybe some European tour dates? Just give me a quick overview of where you guys' heads are at right now.
Well, but basically, we get the album done. We go home. We'll talk to some people and work out what we're going to do as far as a release, both Australasian and internationally. And look, we certainly hope to be back here next year. We'd love to do some dates in the US, promote the album, and just see where we go from there. But essentially, we're just going to speak to some people and hopefully get some label interest and see where we go from there.
All right, cool. I'm going to cut you guys off there because we're going to do another interview really quick. All right, but before I go, all right, tell everyone who you guys are one more time and tell them where they can go check out your music and all that, all the cool pictures and everything. Tell them all that.
Just go to the website, diamondeyeofficial.com. We're also on Facebook, Diamond Eye, Twitter, MySpace. Not that I think that gets a lot of use, but
YouTube, right? All the normal ones, right?
And of course, if you want to hear us, just tune into Underground Takeover. I mean, you play us a lot, man, and we're really appreciative of that.
Well, that's awesome, guys. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, taking some time. I know that you guys are way busy with the studio and all that crap. But you better believe that we're going to do another interview really soon, and I'm going to come back and check up on that album because I want to hear how that stuff is going. So
good, man.
Thank you guys so much for taking time.
Adam. You're the first one in America to get a hold of us, and we won't be forgetting that. You've supported this band right from the very first day, so we won't be forgetting that. We hope to see you real soon, and we'll keep in contact, man.
Hey, man, I'm a heavy metal fan just like everyone else. I love punk, I love pop punk, I love grunge, but heavy metal has a special place in my heart. I just watched. You guys are in LA right now. I've seen your pictures at the Rainbow Bar and all that shit, but I watched that metal show. I watched it last night. Metal's got a special place in my heart. So I want to see you guys take off. I want to see you bring up a whole new, lead the charge for the new generation of metal. And you're bringing back all the sounds I love. That hard rock, stadium rock.
People like you that are helping us, man, and you were the first believer in the US, so we won't be forgetting that. Cheers. All right.
You know what, guys? Thank you so much. Thank you so much one more time. Just tell everyone one more time. I got to get out of you who you are, name of your band, and where they can check you guys out, and then I'll let you go, I promise.
Okay, Will Kelly, lead vocals, rhythm guitar. Check us out at diamondeyeofficial.com. You can get all the merchandise there, and don't forget us to check us out on Facebook for the Diamond Eye Diaries. Cheers.
All right, guys, you just heard it. That was Diamond Eye. This has been In the Pit interviews with Diamond Eye from Perth, Australia. This is Adam in the Underground. I'll check you guys later. Peace.